welcome from Berlin. We're here to share the idea of global shopping. People are communicating online, as I do now with you. People are transferring money online. People write online. People share their whole life on Facebook online. So the internet is the place or one of the places we live at. What we are going to do tonight is to speak about a new idea, because on November 1st they will launch a company, a new idea, a new community, and the idea is that when a big group of people is coming together, and then the producer is able to give a discount or to make a better price. We know that when we, for travel, we pay a price when we book one hotel room. We would get a better price if we would book 50 rooms, because we organize maybe an orchestra tour. I'm a conductor, but my passion is classical music, but I'm just a participant of our society. And before I moved to Berlin with my family, living very close to the forest, very beautiful, but there was nothing to buy. Okay, there were groceries shops, that was okay, but not much more. So I was using the internet as well quite a lot. Let's say every 2 or 3 times we buy something at Amazon. Maybe it's some batteries sometimes. Maybe it's a big thing like furniture. But and this community will start, or started already, to build, and first we'll be able to buy something at this new shop concept, because the big players, Amazon and Zalando and eBay, this is not a community. These are just big companies, and we are their clients. Here it's different. It's a community sharing the idea, making a business, and therefore getting better prices. And those numbers are not correct anymore, as within the last weeks it's more and more brands that make a collaboration with this company I'm talking about. And right now it's more than 400 brands already, and right now approximately 750,000 products which can be bought on this new online platform. And it's one thing to have the benefit to buy at a discount. It's another thing to make a recommendation maybe to somebody else who might love that idea as well. And by doing so, we will be able to make an income. We could start just building ideas how to get customers, so to make an income. I would just like to give you 2 or 3 examples, because the most standard example will be that you have a voucher and you speak to somebody personally. You maybe met a friend and you had a nice cup of tea, and then you would say, hey, by the way, I have an own online shop now. You didn't know, I'm sure. And he might, or she might reply, what, really? Yes, I can give you a voucher, and you can buy the same stuff as with Amazon, but I can give you a discount by 10%. Maybe you want to have a look. And I'm sure, because it's on a personal relation, that the interest is at least big enough to take a look. And maybe this person will come back and say, wow, that was cool. Can I have another of these vouchers? Yeah, I want to buy a couch, and I would be happy to have this 10% again. So this is just one example. We could also make some flyers, go to a copy shop, print 1,000 flyers, and put them in the post from our neighborhood. Or more nicely, maybe put them in an envelope. If we have a business, and anyway we send with Christmas or with a birthday, we send our customers, we have maybe in another existing business, congratulation card, a birthday card. And we could add 2 or 3 of those vouchers to give away just as a present a 10% discount. So it's a kind of relationship present we could create. And one last example maybe of those I liked very much as a barber. It's a she. She's running a barber to cut hair, people's hairs. And when she heard about this idea a few days ago, she said, you know what? When my women are waiting, because she has 4 saloons here in Berlin, when my women are waiting until that hair can be done, they usually get a cup of coffee and a magazine, and I will replace the magazine and giving them one of my 2 iPads, and they still get the coffee, but they, with the iPad they will get 2 vouchers, and I will encourage them maybe to shop a little bit around. So I think we can very easy create own customers, because we don't have to wie sagt man, überzeugen, to make them understand what we're talking about, as maybe with some other products where people say, I don't need that stuff, and we have to make that desire by giving some information. No. Electronics, people are buying smartphones, people are ordering a couch, people are booking a journey, a travel. So this is just stuff people do anyway, and we can have we can give them a reduction, and we can make an income by doing so, by taking this sales margin, which usually would go to Amazon, and which would go instead in the future maybe into your bank account. So the idea of the company, this concept of a community, is to make contracts with a producer directly and to give the sales margin to those who run a shop. And to just give you an example, which shops are already connected to this company, and this is just a selection, of course, because it's 400 plus right now. You will see and find some of them you maybe use, you maybe know, you maybe trust, and on those products, because these brands have worldwide customers anyway, and there will be local customers, local brands who will put in their product as well. But every brand, every company who has own customers has also a delivery system. Yeah, because when the producer, let's say, of a sports shoe gets a customer, the customer can either buy it in the shop in the street, or order it and via a delivery will get it to his front door via Amazon. And it's for the producer, it's not important who brought the client. So it might be Amazon, fine. Then they say to their delivery company, please bring this to Mr. Klober to Berlin. But when the customer is coming somewhere via another door, they will react the same way. They will say, okay, we got this customer, Mr. Klober, from the Mighty Buyer partner. Okay, please delivery, bring it to Mr. Klober to Berlin. So these are just contracts which are already existing, and we just add as a new partner into this existing system. So the concept, the idea is to be able to take a license of this new launching company, where the customers from November 1st can order worldwide, because the internet is worldwide, and the possibility to, or the opportunity to take a license was reduced initially to Germany, Austria and Switzerland for the next month, and the European launch should start in 2017, in the beginning of 2017. But because the excitement is so high, they decided, okay, the companies anyway have customers in whole Europe, so we open up the possibility for somebody to become a licensee and make the license on European level right from the start, or give away the license right from the start. So there is a monthly fee of 49 euro to be paid to run an own shop, and I will give you some ideas how you bring that back to zero very easy. But first, let's speak about the monthly fee of 49 euro. What are we paying this 49 euro for? Now, first, it's the possibility to have a shop. I mean, when we would run a physical shop or open up a restaurant, we would have to rent a place. We don't have to buy it maybe, but at least we have to rent a place. And we have to buy products to bring them into the shop and to sell them at a higher price. We might need people who work with us. Somebody at the casa to take the money, somebody who make the prices so that the products are priced, and all those kind of things. They have bills to go in and out. The papers have to be done. This all together will cost money. I'm sure you understand that. With an online concept, it's easier because you don't have to do the same things hundreds and thousands of times. It's just once the paper. And lots of people, of course, you need to make all the billings. And when the money from the customer is not coming in, then you need another company to ask for that for that money, and they want to be paid as well. And for the delivery, of course, this is a cost factor. And for all these things together, we will pay a monthly fee of 49 euro a month. Okay. How to reduce this, I will show you in a moment. So first, we could, from tomorrow, September 17th, tomorrow 10 o'clock, we can take a license for 49 euro, and then we can share this, and we can share this with others, and if they might like the idea as well to run an online business from home, they might take a license as well, and if you help them to establish their business and give them the information they might need at the start, then it's great to give them an opportunity to make money. And I think it's only fair that you have a small percentage on their business as well, because you help them initially to become successful. So 95% of the money will be theirs, and 5% will be yours. I will show on an example in a moment. So the idea is to establish a strong global shopping community with their license partners, and to give hundreds of thousands licenses within the next months and years, and millions of customers. Of course, if we support the company to grow, there will be different programs to be honored by, let's say. So with more customers, it means more order of stock, and therefore will result in reduced pricing from suppliers. I mentioned that in the beginning already. So when the producer gets from the same source more and more clients, he's willing to give better prices. Okay, 4 ways to make an income. There's the shop profit margin, of course. When you have customers in your potential own online shop, we make an income, and I will show on an example how to. But there will be a second income source when you have recommendations, where you gave them the opportunity to open up a shop, and you have a percentage on their income. But the company itself gives also a kind of benefit to those right at the start. For you being so early, there's a kind of extra bonus. It's the matrix I will show. This is the third source of income. And for those who build seriously this business of licensees, there's an extra bonus program. For those who do more, they get more. And I think this is only fair. Okay, let's have a look to the shop profit, which is a first source of income. So instead of entering the market as another big online shop, just to give you a number, Zalando, when they started, nobody knows them, of course. So until last year, this is the number I have found, they have an marketing budget of 100 million per year for television commercials and for online marketing. Why? Because when I Google sport shoes, as in my earlier example, they have to guide me somehow from Google to either Amazon or to Zalando or maybe to eBay. And this costs money. Google is taking all the money, and the television stations and radio stations, etc. So this huge amount of money is going or spent is not need to spend, let's say. So it's they are not going to open another big online shop to make to be in a comparison with Amazon. But Mighty Buyer, this is the company's name, by the way, because it's a Mighty Buyer community. And they offer thousands of partners worldwide the opportunity to make money with their own shop. And this might be small, might be even very big. We ourselves are deciding if it's small or big. Mighty Buyer, as says earlier, is responsible for the shop, so that the pricing is correct, for the warehousing, the shipping, the logistic, everything which is on the service side. And of course, it's good to know that they have experience in the different areas, because there are quite different areas. It's the IT aspect, and it's the contacts to the companies, to the brands, and it's it's also the knowledge how to bring all this together. And we as partners get a personal shop link. So it's a kind of franchise idea. So this is the company's ID, and we could add, or we will add, a name. This can be our personal name. It can be our company's name. This can be just a creation of numbers. But we get a personal link, an example link. And important to know, of course, that the company itself will not run a personal shop under their main domain, which would be a competition to their own partners. So this means that future customers only can buy through the licensees. So the partners who have a license. So let's have a look to let's say the start. You and your own shop. Yeah, you open the door. A first customer is walking by, and you say, "Hey, hello, we just opened. Maybe you want to have a look." And he enters your shop, and he sees nice products, and he likes you personally somehow, and he might come back. And this might happen several times, and for sure not in the very first week, but after a while you will have some more customers who come back and are happy to get this 10% discount you can offer, and it's a shop which is very user-friendly, as with Amazon. I'm sure you know that too. Not too long ago I was looking for a headset for my iPhone. So I put in Amazon search engine headset iPhone, and I got a laptop. Yeah. So this is not really smart, not really done in a smart way. And the procedure is that I go to Google first, maybe Google it, and then will be guided to Amazon, and within the Mighty Buyer, online shop, there is a search engine implemented. So within the shop itself, I can search, and there are so many products, and they have several sales margins. Because the jeans might be produced today for €5 and will be sold in a shop for €30. So this is a sales margin of 600%. And there are margins smaller and bigger, and in our case, because the delivery has to be paid and so on and on. So for us, as running the shop, but we won't have something to do with the shop by itself. There will be 40 groups of products in total. And some of the products will have a smaller sales margin on it, and other groups will have a bigger percentage on it, and the percentage will be between 6 and 40%. So not 35 as a max, but 40% as a maximum. And in this example, there's a sale made on a particular day of €530, and this might be smaller products. This might be one big sale. It might be that on one day it's less and on another day it's more. But in this example, the money made in the online shop is €67 for that person who runs this particular shop. And for sure not in the very beginning, but after a while, after a few months, after a few years maybe, there will be more and more customers, and in total this example gives you €2,000 income from your own shop. But it's a licensee business, so you could give this opportunity to somebody else. And let's have a look to this. Here on the bottom you see when you make personally a recommendation, and not just once. Let's say you make 4 recommendations, and in my example I might make a recommendation to somebody who is living in Hamburg. So I have my shop in Berlin, and there is somebody running a shop in Hamburg as well. But because it's not physical, it's an online shop, and I can talk to somebody in the Netherlands maybe, or in Poland, because it will be a European launch, or in Italy, or somebody somewhere else, or in England. It will be all Europe, including Russia, including Turkey. One extra you want to write down: the following 4 countries. There's something to be known. It's Italy, it's Spain, it's Sweden, and it's France. Italy, Spain, Sweden, and France. You can also enroll people in those countries, but the company has to open up in those countries first an own company. And 3 weeks back they thought this personal enrollment would start slow because it have been 25 people. And they expected on the weekend of the start, so basically tomorrow, they expected between 2,000 and 3,000 licensees. But as people started prospecting not only within Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, but also abroad, the excitement was or is so big that they decided a few days ago, let's open up whole Europe, because they will do it anyway. So we have the opportunity to launch this business on a European level on the very, very start. And back to this example, let's say you have made 4 recommendations, 1 in England, 1 in Germany, 1 in Switzerland, and 1 just somewhere else, or in your own hometown. And those 4 partners will have an income from their shop. And in this example, it says 3,000, I'm going to keep it that way, easier, €3,320 income. It's not sales, it's income. So it's a smaller example as we have seen here, yeah? Because here the example says, okay, maybe you made 2,000 on your own shop, and in this example it's just around 800 euros, because 4 times 800 is 3,200. So a little bit more than 800 in income on a monthly basis on your personally enrolled 4 partners. And you have a 5% bonus on that. 5% on their income. But when you help them, and they will make a recommendation as well to 3 people, to 4 people, some of them will have maybe 2 partners, one other one will be a little more excited and will have 5, will enroll 5 people. So in total, approximately 3 to 4 people. So you get 13 people in your second generation, those who you didn't personally enroll, but your first generation made a recommendation. And those 13 partners have an income in this example of 10,790, and you get again on their income another 5%, because you helped your initial 4 partners. And this is just numbers. You can use the calculator for this. Times 3 or 4, times 3 or 4, times 3 or 4 in total. Yeah. By doing so, the shop income through the licensee partners alone is, I would say, very interesting. Why? Because it's easy. I mean, it takes now 60 minutes for me to explain the whole thing, but it's to explain the business. It's not to explain the product, because people immediately understand, oh, how cool, of course I buy online. You have a discount? Yeah, let me see. That's the reaction, and I have to say, I'm sorry, I don't have the shop yet, but I can show you tomorrow. So the speed this is growing is enormous, and of course it's a big difference when you personally are not, let's say, too lazy, but you might have maybe 10 recommendations after a while, or maybe even 20, or maybe even more. Yeah. And when you have maybe 10 recommendations done, and your partners have only 3, or just 2, or maybe 4, but with 10 recommendations, you easily could end up having 2,000 or 2,500 shops running to your favor, to your favorite, to your profit, because on every shop you will be involved with 5% of the sales. Okay, so first income, your own shop; second income, the licensee partners. But there's more, and this I will come back to this in a moment, because the company is at a start, and they say, okay, when you help us to build this, to make our brand known, to bring this to people, you might have 3 recommendations, but as this happens sometimes in this kind of business, that people say, okay, I have a dog and I have a cat and my grandma, they all get a position. And therefore on this kind of level it's 0% and zero income. Because the company, of course, is looking for people to make their company big, this online shop idea, this community idea. So on the next level, because when you might have 3 recommendations and you help them to have 3 as well, in total of them 9 as a maximum, because it's a matrix of 3. You're on the top, your first 3, and under them is a second level is 9. So here the percentage is immediately quite high, and as you can see, the almost 49 euro commission you will get here equals the commission you pay to run the shop. How cool is that? You have an own online shop you can buy with a discount from 6 to 40% at no cost, and you can make an income when you are active using your shop, and if you're in a month not active, you have no cost at all. So But by growing and helping to find more licensing people, it's again just mathematics. It's times 3 always. 27 times 3 is 81, times 3 is 243, and so on and so on. So this money is taken out of the commission they will get from the licensee partners as a kind of benefit to grow the whole thing. And as I mentioned earlier, this is especially interesting right now in the very beginning, as when the numbers grow, this might become a significant source of income as well. So the main business, of course, is the own shop and the shop of the licensee people. But those who really say, okay, I give this a chance, I will make this big, they get get rewarded, let's say, from the money the company is getting, because the customer pays the product and you get a margin on that. But here the licensee partner pays money to the company, and the company is giving back. So for helping to make their business model grow. Okay, but there's, as it has to be, because it's people are used to this, when you take responsibility in, let's say, a normal company, when you're employed somewhere, and you maybe are responsible for a group of people, the company will give you some extra. An own office when this is important for your job, maybe a car when you have to speak with customers or run a meeting in another city, and they want to reward your behavior, but they also want to look successful, and therefore they might give you a car. And here it's when you help the company grow by 111 licensee partners, they say, wow, you will take responsibility and you will get a car, but in a very special way. Because other companies do this as well, and you might get forced to take a leasing, a contract with a company, with a car company, for at least 3 years. And maybe something happens, and after half a year or after 1 year, you don't have those 111 people in your organization anymore, and then you're stuck to this car program for another 2 years. So instead of getting something, you have to pay on your own. Here it's different. You will get on your card, because there will be a debit card for every licensee partner. You will get the money on this card, and you could go to Sixt or to Europcar. These are their partners they have chosen to, and there you can rent a car for a whole month, and with 4,000 kilometers for free. So 111 partners active. What does that mean? There might be people they are not paying their license. So, and as in normal business as well, when Benetton has a licensee partner closed, and there's no light and there are no people in working there, they don't want to reward people like this. So you have to ensure somehow that your organization is running successfully. And if you have in the second month there's 111 people downline as well, then you could do either keep the car because you enjoyed maybe this BM number 1 or Mercedes on the same level. Sixt and Europcar, they have so many cars, I don't know, but in this kind of category. So you could keep the car or switch to another one. Because we might say, okay, the BMW was great, but next month I'm running a Mercedes. I'm just enjoying taking another car. And if by the time your organization is growing and you might have 333 people, then the company gives you a BMW number 5 or an Audi or whatever you would like to. Yeah, you choose. It's not that they force you to take one model you don't maybe enjoy. You choose whatever car you would like to have within that category, and you get 4,000 kilometers free within 1 month. So you can make quite a big holiday trip, or meet some partners. And if time is going by, for sure not in the first weeks, but maybe after some months, or maybe after some years, you have an organization grown with a number of 999, and then it's Audi 7, BMW 7, Porsche. It's the luxury category. But you might say, okay, that's cool, and it's a nice car, I understand that, but I don't need another car because I have one and I like it. And I don't want to have another car every month. I will come back to this slide in a moment. It might be that you say, is there another way I can take this reward, this bonus? And yes, it is. Because let's go back to the small example, when you have those 111 partners, then you will get 500 euro voucher you can spend. So it's not a reduction, a kind of percentage, it's just cash money you can spend in your own shop. And I'm sure you understand now that with this, some luxury might come into your life. Because you have this couch, you thought, now maybe next year I want to replace this, and now you get this extra money on a monthly basis, and you could say, well, let's do it now, maybe. Or it's maybe, if the couch is too expensive, then maybe you take some jewelry, or watch, or whatever, or you book a nice weekend with your partner. In case you might have 333 people paying their license, supported by you, you get on a monthly basis 1,000 euro. So maybe the couch or the whatever you might enjoy, the new laptop, now is delivered to your door. And the bigger example is 1,500 euro instead of the car. Yeah, you could say either I take the car with a 4,000 kilometers for free for 1 month, or you take the money to spend, and of course you can decide month per month whatever you wanna do. Maybe you wanna go for holiday, then you take a more comfortable car, and maybe you wanna buy something, then you take the voucher. Okay, for this bonus, there is a rule, and I think it's fair, and I would like to explain it. Let's say this is me. Let's say I find a partner who's just great. He or she gets this idea and is just working, and with excitement sharing this opportunity, and this partner gets 120 partners in his downline. I'm not qualified. Why? Because I did nothing. I have no partner here, I have no partner here, nothing below, so it was only his ability and will to do something. So I think it's fair that he gets the car, but not me. Maybe a different example, maybe I took action, and I helped somebody in my organization, and he or she is able to have 80 partners, or to grow the licensees by 80. And maybe the other two, they started later, they don't have such a big network, they may make a smaller business, but it's still okay, because it's a 50% rule. So 50% of the 111 I would need to be initially qualified might come from my strongest organization, and the rest, the other 50%, is with no relation to each other, might come from the other two legs. And as the system is filling from the left to the right, this will be reached quite easily. Let's have a look to this. Because this is you, obviously, and you might make a recommendation here and a recommendation there, and but your upline might place somebody here as well. So it does not matter if you personally enroll somebody in your organization, or you get it with spillover, or people go into your organization via your upline. Qualified is qualified. When you have the 111 people in your organization, you are qualified to get the bonus. You personally can only enroll people until your 4th level. Yes? So you only can enroll personally until your 1st level and give somebody a position. After that, when you have somebody later, when your first 4 levels are filled, it will fall automatically into the organization, and by doing so, it will help those who have not the ability to grow the business as successful as maybe somebody else, but still the matrix will fill by the time, through yourself, your support from yourself, from your upline, and from those who are on top of that. So from the left to the right, when the first 3 people are enrolled, from the left to the right, then your 2nd level opens up and you'll start on the left again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then your 2nd level is filled, and then you can start work into your 3rd level. Last thing, there's a kind of extra bonus for those who make a bigger business and for those who have a smaller business. Let's start with a smaller business, because building an organization in the triple matrix gives you an income. So let's say personally enrolled or through your upline placed into your organization, let's say not right away, but after a few months, or maybe after 1 year or whatever, or maybe quite quickly, you might come to the point that you have 200 people in your organization, and you earn from this alone 357 euro, and here another 120 almost. This is pays your monthly fee. So on this kind of money, which is plus then the commission which pays you the monthly fee, you get a 10% bonus. So this is cash money you get, and on top of this you get a voucher, because it's an online shop. Of course, Mighty Buyer wants us to spend money within our shop. We don't have to, but we can. So we get a voucher of 10% as a licensee partner on the money we have earned through the matrix. So this is right from the start for somebody who has a smaller business available. But those who are responsible for a real team and are qualified with its 111 plus active licensee partners, then 1% of the monthly fees go into a special pot, a bronze pot. So let's say we start on tomorrow, and the organization is growing, and maybe somewhere, let's say in March next year, you have reached that point that your organization is 111 and plus. So in that month, March, you get, let's say, 1 point or 1 share, in this case, for this bronze pot. And if the next month, in April, you're still qualified, then you get a 2nd share for this bronze pot. But you are continuing to work, and your team is growing, and maybe in July, you have reached the number of 337. Oh, 333. In July, then you get a share for the bronze pot, but now on top of that you get a share for the silver pot, because 1% of the licensee fees goes into the bronze every month and 1% in the silver pot. And when you are qualified for both, you get those from March, April and May from the bronze pot, and now on top of that, one of the silver pot. And growing the business further, there's with 993, there's a gold pot, and at the end of the year, as a kind of Christmas Christmas present, at the end of the year, you get in once this extra amount of money as a kind of Christmas present, we could say, depending on how many shares you have collected throughout the year. So, to start such a project and to running an own shop, it's good to have good partners in the background, good partners who work as advisors, who have leading positions at manufacturing level. They know the big markets. They have the relationship to the brands. They know how to set up good working marketing. And of course, running an online shop, very important is the IT team. And also for Mighty Buyer, 12 full-time engaged IT specialists have been working for full 4 years to create this whole thing we will be able to profit from. We can sign in to take a license for €49. And as I've said earlier, when we are able to build a mini team of 13 people, we are out of cost. But we still have those this background of experts supporting us. And this is with regard to the IT. So with here I'm reached the end of the presentation. The headquarter is in the Netherlands, and as this is the most friendly company to develop something like this. The headquarter worldwide is in the US already. So we will launch Europe. We will build teams throughout the next 1.5 months until 1st of November. Then the shops will open. Then we will learn how to get customers for our own shops. And in 2017, second quarter, so in springtime, Asia will be opened as well. And then we speak really from a global business. And the customers can be global from November 1st already. Last thought, the procedure to get a license will be as follows. You have been invited personally by somebody to this presentation. Please contact him or her, or he or she might contact you. What they need is your name. They have that anyway, but your email address. So please, if you're interested, make sure the one who invited you to the presentation has an actual and recent email address from you, because he will call you very quickly, say, now I have sent you the invitation, so you get an email into your inbox, just with your name and your email address. Then if you want to, you can accept this invitation by clicking the link. Then your future online shop will open, and there you can put in your details. Attention, for Italy, Spain, France and Sweden, it must be, let's say, an English address or German address, or an address in Switzerland or whatever. Yeah, but then you fill in your data, and you make your payment via credit card for the €49, and from that second on you're active. You have a 24-hour time frame to accept this invitation. Thank you very much for taking your time. Enjoy your evening, and talk maybe soon. And thank you for listening to me. Okay, bye bye.